We mentioned all the gun violence and mass shootings here at the top of the show. Those stories can be tough to process. I know they're hard to report on. But mental health experts say if you're feeling overwhelmed, it's okay. For Mental Health Awareness Month, THV11's Ian Russell sat down with one therapist and shares her advice.
Seeing the news of 4 shootings in 4 cities across the country over the weekend is tough to see, especially when there was a shooting of our own in Hot Springs at the end of last week. And for those working in mental health, they say there are tools to cope with that. They're actually using those tools themselves.
And so it's heartbreaking, it's angering.
For mental health therapist Isis Petway, coping with trauma is part of the job. She sees clients daily who are looking for ways to understand things they're feeling.
People tend to deal with it in their own. And then, of course, if you've been impacted personally, then it brings other feelings up.
And after this weekend, Petway is taking her own advice and working through what happened.
My initial reaction to the Buffalo shooting as a Black woman was, this is eerie.
4 mass shootings in 4 major cities, at a supermarket in Buffalo, in downtown Milwaukee, at a Houston flea market, and at a church in Los Angeles. Petway says it's easy to feel as if those are a world away, but they're not. Gun violence also happens here in Central Arkansas. Look at last week's shooting outside of a high school graduation in Hot Springs.
When it shows up at your front door or in your backyard, it becomes more personal. It becomes more empathy than sympathy.
It's tough to recognize that what you're seeing or hearing may be too much to handle.
It is crucial because, again, not checking in with yourself has its consequences.
It's why Petway says for this Mental Health Awareness Month, it's important to check in on yourself. She recommends a couple of easy ways to do that. Start by understanding what happened, but don't consume more information than you can handle. If you do need to take a break, that's all right. And lastly, talk through what you're feeling with someone else.
It's very important to be aware of what your body is telling you and how to check in with yourself. And very important to understand how you can manage and cope in times like these.
In Little Rock, Ian Russell, THV11 News.
Thank you, Ian. Petway works with the AR Connect Now program at UAMS, and for more resources and to learn how to get in touch with the program, head over to THV11.com.